Hello, Little Seasoners, and welcome to the Third Advent YouTube channel. Please visit my YouTube channel profile and About page to find my Google Drive link so you can view and or download my free study book. Before we go to page 51 of the Third Advent study, I have a picture here of Lambda and Cos Borealis, how to find it. There's a red arrow that points to the star, and three other arrows that point to the eye, the nose, and the mouth of the right side Jesus Christ's face. And then you can clearly see above on top of the picture 591. And to the left of the picture, you see 952. And this is considered to be the right face of Jesus Christ. So I thought this example might present a more eye-opening experience for people to grasp what I'm trying to tell them I believe is in the Milky Way for them to try to see. Looking at page 51 of the Third Advent study, we have Lambda, aka Cos Borealis, it was formerly called, and a picture, again, a Sagittarius teapot with the blue arrow showing you the star, or Lambda, which is believed to be the beam of light in Jesus Christ's right eye. Septenary cipher was used to decode Lambda and Cos Borealis together. Lambda came to an 11 gematria total, Cos came to 16, and Borealis came to 28. So 11 plus 16 plus 28 gave you a total gematria total of 55. And the esoteric calculation for that was just taking 11, 16, and 28 and multiply them by their total gematria of 55. So 11 times 55 gives you 605. 16 times 55 gives you 880. And 28 times 55 gives you 1540. Those three sums, 605, 880, and 1540, were added together to give you 3025. 3025 went through reduction via addition, so 30 plus 25 gives you 55. Then its second reduction of 30 times 25 gives you 750. Those two sums, 55 plus 750, gives you 805th Jubilee clue. 50 divided by a 7-year Jubilee cycle equals the 805th Jubilee. So there's a possibility that the reason Lambda was called Lambda and Cos Borealis was formerly called Cos Borealis for that star in the constellation Sagittarius is because they might be encoding clues. And this could be an 805th Jubilee clue for you to consider. Again, that's example 1, and that's just theoretical. Example 2, I just took Lambda, and Lambda was decoded with its letters to numbers were 211, 241. Again, that added up to 11. And 11 was typed into the septenary cipher and decoded. So ELEVEN was decoded as 525551. And with reduction of 525551 into a 4-year position to give us 6,000 or 7,000 total years kind of idea, 52 plus the 5551 gives you 5603 when those are added together. Lambda in the Greek alphabet is the 11th letter. It's a upside down capital V, if you will, or a regular V in the English alphabet, and or it can be considered the Roman numeral 5, very in sign with the number 11 or lambda or V or 5. The third example, we look for timeline clues, and we took the idea of when we subtract 5640 from 5603 lambda 11 clue, we get 37. So if the 805th Jubilee fits into the year 5640, and 11 lambda can also be broken down as 5603, we subtracted those 2 years. 5603 is when Jesus Christ possibly died on the cross and was resurrected to save us of our sins, and then 5640 is a theoretical second coming year. So those 2 years subtracted gives you 37. 37 then was times by either completion or a 7-year Jubilee, which gives you 259. And as I've illustrated multiple times in the study, it's believed 259 or 952 is written across the face of Jesus Christ in the Milky Way, which is out. You can also do an additional consideration for the sum 37 when it was subtracted from 5640 and 5603. And you can use a 50-year Jubilee cycle or calculation. So 37 times 50 gives us 1850. And if we subtract the total omega timeline of 7,000 years from 1850, we get the Daniel 924 key year 5150. Then we can take it a step further and subtract that from 5640, which gives us 490, which is Daniel chapter 9, verse 24, 70 weeks times 7 completion, or 7 days per week idea. You can take it an additional, and again, 490 can be reduced by 4 times 9, which gives you 360. So you could take 5640 and add 360 to it from 490, because it's considered that 5640 is when the year 490 90th year was fulfilled and ended. So then we have a 360-year period, 60-year period, excluding the millennial reign, or including the millennial reign. It would be 5640 plus 1,000 years. Then the little season of 360 theoretical years, giving us 7,000 years. Or excluding the 1,000 years, it's 5640, time pause, Revelation 10:6 through 7 theory, and then time back up again after the 1,000 years at 5640. We add the 360. And then we're in line with the Jewish Hebrew calendar, which is the year 5784. And 5785 is equivalent to 2025 on the Gregorian calendar, which could be when the third Advent or 359 takes place, which is Revelation 20, verse 11, the Great White Throne Judgment, the end of all things. Personally, I believe we live on the new heaven and earth now, and that Revelation chapter 21 and 22 major portions of that take place during the 1,000-year reign, which we'll get into later. I would say 99% of Christians would not agree with that interpretation, but I'll go into why I think that could be worthy of your consideration to examine. Another thing, too, with the heavenly sign numbers, real quickly, with 591 and 952, is that if you esoterically shuffle them to 195 and 295, and add them together, you get 490 years, which I think is a timeline clue for us to realize that Daniel chapter 9:24 is fulfilled. The 1,000 years are fulfilled, and we're possibly at the end of the little season spoken of in Revelation 20, verse 3. Thank you for your time. Just wanted to cover some more of this information, and hopefully you can start zeroing in on the image of Jesus Christ's face in the Milky Way. Again, it's kind of like an X-ray or ghost-like or very three-dimensionally see-through. It's faint, but it's there once you see it. I recommend focusing on the eye first, and then you can start looking a little to the right of the eye and start picturing where the nose might be and how part of the tube could be part of the goatee or mustache of Jesus Christ above his upper lip, and then you can start to see his bottom lip and chin, and it's once you see it. Thank you for listening. May God bless you and your family.